Come on. Do I need to hype you up? Fine, I got this. Jose, don't even talk.
You run the ship and I'll just talk. I'm just going to follow along.
Okay. Happy Friday. We're back. Dare to be healthy. And I have one of the most inspiring, amazing, kind-hearted, passionate, and talented humans with me. I've known you since bowl cut days.
Oh, man. You have. It's been, what, 2 decades almost?
Well, let's not talk about how old we are.
Yeah, well, I think it's literally been that long.
I know.
Bowl cut days? Wow.
Yeah, at camp.
Yeah.
Running around.
Wow.
Was that good? Yes, Erin, it was fine. You did a right-hand layup. We got Erin Monfre on today, all right? And we're going to talk about Dare to be Healthy. And you care about fitness and the physical overall. It's inspiring. I hit you up. I'm like, hey, I need a swim workout. Mm-hmm. You share stuff with me. So there's days where I'm like, I'm struggling, and you'll talk me through it. And that's the part that we wanted to touch on. So I don't want to say that the physical side is easy, because it's not.
Correct.
At all. But I don't think enough people talk about, and you said this, talk about the mental health side of what working out does and like the relationship with it.
Right. I think mental health is the GOAT of all forms of health.
Yeah.
You have mental health, even gut health.
Yeah.
And truly, my perspective, the physical aesthetics of our health is at the bottom.
Yeah.
I believe the less that you focus on that and the more you get those two above in check, the physical stuff will just happen.
Yeah.
Mentally, if we're not good, we're not in check, we don't have our routine, our different things that disconnect us from everything that goes on around us, it's tough to get through the day to day.
Yeah.
It's truly creating a routine that fills our cup in order to wake up every day and do what we have to do.
Yeah.
Physical stuff, it's tough because that's what we always look at. We wake up, we look in the mirror, we judge ourselves, we compare ourselves, and truly it's one of the worst things we can do.
And so I'll say too, for knowing you, for knowing like us having a relationship as long as we have, we're both athletes at a very high level. And that's something you and I have talked about, I know, is I still feel at this age, I am over a decade removed from playing professional basketball, that I am still trying to figure out how to assimilate into real life. Is like A, how to eat, B, how to work out, C, how do I get to understand I am not a professional athlete anymore. I don't look like a professional athlete, in my opinion.
Correct.
I don't feel, I don't move, like all of these things. And that is a constant battle that I fight every day, that I'm like committing to for the next year on figuring out like, how can I be the best, the healthiest me?
What's interesting about that is at our college level, at that time, not only were we much younger, our metabolism, all that stuff is different. That was our full-time job.
Yeah, I know.
Now we're trying to balance that full-time job of health with real careers and full-time jobs.
Yeah.
So you're combining the two, which does take up a lot of time and attention. But my biggest thing for people is the consistency in what you do.
Right.
You don't have to get 60 to 2 hours worth of fitness every day. If you're getting anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes, 6 to 7 days a week, it's always going to win.
Right.
So it's finding those little bits and pieces throughout your day to fit it in. And it might not always be when you're wanting it to. Because we wake up, we have no clue what's going to happen in our day. I'm going to work out at this time. Maybe a meeting pops up, a phone call pops up, you hit traffic, something, comes up in your day. And it's how do you adapt? But rather than putting that mental health and physical health off to the side, where else do you implement it in your day? So as an adult working through your career, knowing mental health, physical health, and gut health are so important, you have to find time to make it happen.
That is something that I have to remind myself, is that was my job. It was my job to work out. And I'm sure that people say this to you all the time too, and I'm making an assumption. People probably like, well, you're in shape. This is what you do for a living.
Right. You're a trainer, so you have the time, you have the access to it.
But that's not, you're still working.
Correct.
And that's like, you have to make time.
Correct.
And there's times I look on your story or whatever, and I didn't want to do it today, but I did it. And those end up being the best workouts.
Always true.
And
it's very real for me. I'm programming for so many different people all throughout my weeks. I'm constantly talking, motivating, coaching. I'm overstimulated. So when it comes time to do my workout, most times it's the last thing I want to do.
Right.
But I know I have to do something. in order to be present and be available for the people around me. So I have to get my time in. And like you said, 20 to 30 minutes, I'll get into my workout and I'm like, wow, I'm feeling good. The endorphins are going, I'm feeling great. And I build off of that momentum. 60 minutes later, I'm like, I'm out and I feel great.
I know.
But the easy thing to do would have been like, I'll just hit it tomorrow.
Right.
I'm done, I've worked, I've taken care of everyone else. But it's like, no, I got to take care of Erin too. Mm-hmm. It's the only way I can function, truly.
So how have you noticed how that has affected then your mental health? Because for me, on the days where exactly that happened, I have a non-normative job. Mm-hmm. You have a non-normative job.
Right.
Where it's different, right? So I can say I'm going to get up at 8, right? Mm-hmm. I'm going to get up at 8. I'm going to eat. I'm going to get some water in me, and I'm going to be in the gym at 9 a.m. Mm-hmm. That 8 a.m. alarm clock will come around sometimes. I snooze, and by the time I get out of bed, it's 8:33. And now that 9 a.m. gym call time is like 10 o'clock, and I have a 10:30 phone call scheduled. And so now it literally, like you're saying, is maybe I worked the night before, I'm tired, and I needed an extra 30 minutes of sleep, or maybe I was just flat out tired and being lazy. But it's crazy what happens when, again, to reiterate what you've said a million times, it's like trying to like shave it all down to the basics, and it's just being consistent.